Alright, so Assalamualaikum and good morning semua. Alright, for today's lesson, Mr. Azwan want to share how you can answer node expansion question. Alright, what is node expansion questions? You might find in your English paper these type of questions. Alright, sometimes they will give you 4 series pictures, or sometimes they will give you 3 series pictures like this. Alright, or sometimes they will just give you one picture. Right, no matter how, whether it is one picture, 3 pictures or 4 pictures, your main aim is you must make sure you produce 12 sentences. Awak mesti keluarkan 12 ayat dalam setiap cerita ini. Trust me, I've done this so many times. Why I say like this? Because in this question, you are only allowed to write from 80 to 100 words only. So for today's practice, I've given you these type of questions, only one picture, and in these questions, they already give you a prompter. So in this prompter say, yesterday the pupil of SK Wawasan were having gotong royong to clean the school compound. It was done due to the dengue case happened to one of the pupils in the school. So awak dah tahu kat sini, dekat sini ada 2 ayat yang telah dia beri kepada awak. There are 2 sentences given to you. So this would be the first sentence. This is the first sentence and this one would be the second sentence. But in marking system dalam pemakahan, these words or these sentences are not counted in these 80 to 100 words. So please bear in your mind. Alright, so since I told you dalam setiap ayat tu mesti ada 12, dalam setiap cerita tu mesti ada 12 ayat. So you must produce 12 sentences altogether. Alright, and if 12 sentences, I would recommend you to produce 3 paragraph. So dalam konsep Mr. Azwan punya kelas, I always encourage my student to use table form. Alright, table form. What is table form? Table form means dalam bentuk jadual W, V, W. What is W, V, W? W stands for who, V stands for verb, and W stands for what. Siapa ya, dia buat apa ya, dan apa pelengkap ayat tu. So your main aim, step yang pertama adalah kenal jalan cerita. You must know the story plot. Oh, ni cerita pasal orang bergotong royong. So aktivitinya, all the verbs must show that they are doing the clean up activity. Right. So, as I mentioned earlier, awak mesti ada 12 ayat, meaning that awak mesti ada 12 kata kerja yang berbeza di sini. How to make sure you must have 12 different verbs? That is why I give you my formula here, alright, which I call as stickman, alright, orang lidi. So, why I say stickman? Because all the verbs, semua kata kerja, a lot of you, ramai daripada awak semua, awak akan cari kata kerja, you will find the verbs very jargon or very bombastic. You try to impress the exam marker. Awak cuba nak memberi impresi yang baik kepada penanda, tapi salah sebenarnya. It is wrong action. Sebenarnya kata kerja, all the verbs you can find through your senses. Jadi awak contohnya from the head, you can find verbs like thought, decided, dreamt. From the eyes, you can say saw, witnessed, monitored, observed. Why I put the dotted dot there, meaning that you must find on your own. So these are my suggestion only. So for my example today, Mr. Azwan akan guide awak cara membuat cerita ini for the first paragraph only. Alright, so ini adalah the tabulation that I've done. Alright, so the first 2 I will not write the answers. Why? Because it's already stated there are 2 answers, there are 2 sentences there. Alright, so my objective now, I just want to continue my first paragraph using this stickman. Alright, so I would say daripada gambar pertama, of course, in the early morning they were gathered, berkumpul. So berkumpul comes from your leg. So this will be your verb number 3, gathered. Alright, after gathered, then what happened? Cikgu dia akan ambil kehadiran dulu, betul tak? So, mengambil kehadiran, you can say took attendance. Alright, so from this one, teacher akan masukkan kata kerja dekat sini, gathered, and also took. So, your objective now is try to complete the sentences, alright, with who and what. Okay, siapa yang berkumpul? All pupils gathered. Dekat mana dia berkumpul? At the school hall Lepas tu siapa yang ambil kehadiran tu? Oh, the teacher. The teacher took the attendance. Alright? So this will be your sentence. Tapi kan ayat dia tak sedap lah. How to improve your sentence? That is why you must have these few elements to improve your sentence. Satu, awak mesti ada sequence markers. Apa itu sequence markers? Penanda wacana. Penanda wacana you can find in my formula here. Alright? There. As you can see there, I've given you some suggested sequence markers. Penanda wacana biasanya datang pada awal ayat. Alright, they must come in the beginning of the sentence. So here I just want to improve my sentence using in the early morning, pada awal pagi, in the early morning, alright, all pupils gathered at the school hall. Then awak boleh gunakan lagi satu elemen untuk menaikkan markah awak, which is conjunction, kata hubung. Once you use conjunction, automatic dia akan jadi ayat gabung. So ayat gabung in English we call it as compound sentence. So what are examples of conjunctions? We have fanboys. What are fanboys? Awak akan jumpa dekat formula Miss Azwan yang ini. So fanboys adalah for, and, no, but, or, yet, so. So biasanya murid akan guna and ataupun or. Alright. So in this case I want to use and. Alright. So in this sentence you can say, in the early morning all pupils gathered at the school hall and the teacher took the attendance. Alright. And actually, you can add more elements in your answers here. For example, number 3, you can add adverbs. Number 4, you can add adjective. Alright? Alright, what is adverbs? Adverbs adalah kata penguat kata kerja. So, adverbs ada 5 contoh, which is adverbs of manner, frequency, degree, time and place. Baik, biasanya murid akan guna dalam karangan adverbs of manner yang ada ly belakangnya. Contoh lain adalah angrily, joyfully, profusely. All these are examples of manner. And don't forget, together, alone, semua tu adalah contoh adverbs of manner. Alright, cuba tengok kat sini. Ada tak dekat sini di ruangan verb yang awak boleh tambah, tambah adverb. For example, in the early morning, all pupils gathered at the school hall. So you can see here, I want to add one adverbs together. So in the early morning, all pupils gathered together at the school hall. And as you can see here, the second sentence, and the teacher took the attendance. How did the teacher took the attendance? I can write here carefully for my examples, right? So in the early morning, all pupils gathered together at the school hall and the teacher took carefully the attendance. Alright, so there's another one I mentioned just now. You can add adjective. What is adjective? Adjective adalah kata sifat. In bahasa, we call it kata sifat. For English, you can find a lot of examples of adjective. So in my formula, you can find this formula quanti, quali, sus, com. So all these are the types of adjective. What is quanti? Quantity. Quali? Quality. And these are the examples. Size, age, shape, color, origin and material. Syarat menggunakan adjective, dia mesti hadir sebelum kata nama. It can only come before a noun, a common noun, kata nama alright, as you can see there. Miss Azhar tambah sedikit dekat sini. Sebelum mall ada nearby, sebelum time ada wonderful, sebelum neighbor ada old, nampak tak? Old neighbor. Dia mesti datang sebelum kata nama Alright, so let us try to improve our sentence using adjective here. In the early morning, all pupils gathered together at the school hall. I can add one adjective before pupils here. I would say level 2. Murid tahap 2 yang terlibat dengan aktiviti gotong royong ni. And the teacher took carefully the attendance. Guru yang apa yang ambil kehadiran? Oh, the classroom teacher. So, teacher tanyalah, level 2 dengan classroom ni datang di bawah kategori yang mana ya? Oh, dia datang daripada quality. So, this is example of additive. So if I want to write again in paragraph form, it would be like this. Yesterday, the pupils of SK Wawasan were having gotong royong to clean the school compound. It was done due to the dengue case happened to one of the pupils in the school. In the early morning, see, all level 2 pupils gathered together at the school hall, and the classroom teacher took carefully the attendance. All right. So I've done my first paragraph. All right. What about the second paragraph? What about the third paragraph? So it is a task now to complete the story. Remember, in one paragraph, you must have at least 4 verbs, and here you must have 4 verbs so that you can produce another 4 sentences and another 4 sentences. When you total up all the sentences, you can have how many sentences? You can have 12 sentences altogether. And trust me, when you follow my techniques here, you will just nicely write your answers in 80 to 100 words. Alright, so I hope you can do good and you can write well in today's assignment. Alright, good luck everyone.